Welcome back. Today we are diving into one of the most exciting updates in planetary science. NASA's Perseverance Rover may have uncovered new clues that Mars once had water, organic chemistry, and perhaps even conditions favorable for life. This discovery has the scientific community buzzing, and for good reason. Let's break down what was found, why it matters, and what it could mean for our understanding of the red planet and our place in the universe. Let's start with the basics. The Perseverance Rover has been exploring Jezero Crater, a location carefully chosen because scientists believe it was once an ancient lakebed. Billions of years ago, Mars looked very different from the dry, dusty planet we see today. Rivers flowed, lakes shimmered, and the possibility of microbial life was far from impossible. That is why Perseverance is there, to search for signs of ancient habitability. Recently, Perseverance examined one of its most complex rocks yet. Using its instruments, it detected chemical signatures suggesting the past presence of water and organic molecules. Now, when scientists say organic molecules, they are not saying proof of life. What they mean is that the rock contains carbon-based compounds that could have been created through biological processes or non-biological ones, like chemical reactions between water and minerals. But even so, the presence of organics and evidence of water together is a big deal. Imagine you are a detective, piecing together a crime scene billions of years old. You have fingerprints, footprints, and a few scattered clues. That is exactly what Perseverance is doing on Mars. It cannot directly confirm ancient life, but it can gather the evidence for scientists to study further. The rover carries advanced tools like Sherlock, which stands for Scanning Habitable Environments, with Raman and Luminescence for organics and chemicals. This instrument uses lasers to detect organic compounds in rocks. Alongside that is PIXL, an X-ray fluorescence spectrometer that can determine the fine chemical composition of rock surfaces. Together, these tools give scientists a detailed chemical map of Martian rocks. The recent analysis showed clear patterns that suggest the rock had interacted with water long ago. Minerals in the rock have been altered in a way that points to chemical reactions with liquid water. On Earth, similar processes often create environments where microbes thrive. So while this does not prove life on Mars, it strengthens the case that the red planet once had all the right ingredients. Why is this so significant? Because finding organic chemistry and water-altered minerals together is like finding the recipe book and the kitchen, even if you have not yet found the finished meal. It tells us that Mars had the ingredients, the tools, and the environment that could have supported life. Let's zoom out for context. The search for life beyond Earth has always been guided by three main questions. Was there water? Were there organic molecules? And were the environmental conditions stable enough for life to exist? With each new discovery, Perseverance is checking off these boxes one by one. It is worth noting that Perseverance is not working alone. It is part of NASA's larger Mars exploration program. The samples it collects are meant to be sealed in tubes and eventually brought back to Earth by a future mission known as Mars Sample Return. If that mission succeeds, scientists will get to study Martian rocks with the most advanced labs on Earth. And that could be the breakthrough moment in the search for life. But here is where things get really interesting. Some of the organic molecules detected could have formed through simple chemistry between water, carbon dioxide, and sunlight. On Earth, these kinds of reactions often serve as the building blocks for more complex molecules, and eventually, for biology itself. So whether life ever sparked on Mars or not, the chemistry is eerily familiar. The big picture here is that Mars is not just a dead, dry desert. It is a planet that once had a dynamic past with rivers, lakes, volcanic activity, and now, as we are learning, rich chemistry. This forces us to ask a profound question. If Mars had the ingredients for life, why did Earth succeed while Mars did not? Or did Mars succeed in ways we have not yet discovered? This is where science blends with philosophy. The idea that microbial life could have once existed on Mars challenges us to think about life as a universal phenomenon rather than a rare accident. If life could emerge twice in one solar system, then it may be everywhere in the galaxy. Now, let's talk about the technical hurdles. Detecting organics on Mars is not easy. The planet is bombarded by radiation from the sun, which breaks down molecules over time. The surface is harsh, dry, and oxidizing. This means that any chemical evidence is fragile and easily erased. That is why these findings are so valuable. They survive despite the odds. The scientific community is cautious. Researchers emphasize that this is not a smoking gun for life. Instead, it is one more piece in a larger puzzle. It is a step toward answering one of humanity's oldest questions. Are we alone? Public reaction to these findings has been mixed. Some people hear organics and immediately think aliens. Others dismiss it as overhyped. The truth is somewhere in between. It is not aliens, but it is not nothing either. It is careful, methodical science, and each new result moves us closer to clarity. Perseverance's mission is far from over. The rover continues to drill, analyze, and cache samples. It will keep searching for biosignatures, chemical fingerprints that could only be explained by life. And as technology advances, our chances of detection improve. Imagine the moment when a sample tube from Mars arrives on Earth, is open in a sterile lab, and under the microscope, scientists see structures or molecules that point to life. That would be one of the most historic discoveries in human history. Until then, we must be patient. Science is slow, deliberate, and self-correcting. But even slow progress on questions this big is thrilling. Each finding reminds us that we live in a universe filled with mysteries, and we are only just beginning to unravel them. So, what does this mean for you and me? It means that humanity is on a journey of discovery that stretches beyond Earth. It means our curiosity, our technology, and our will to explore are driving us into a new era. And it means that one day, we may finally answer whether life exists beyond our planet. Before we wrap up, let's reflect. Perseverance is not just a robot on another world. It is an extension of us. Every wheel that rolls, every drill that bores, every laser that fires, it is humanity reaching out into the cosmos. These discoveries are not just about Mars. They are about us, our origins, and our destiny. Thank you for watching. If you found this exploration of Mars fascinating, make sure to like this video, share it with others who love science, and subscribe for more deep dives into the universe's biggest questions. Drop a comment below. Do you think Mars once hosted life, or do you believe Earth is truly unique? Stay curious, and until next time, keep looking up.